So you live in Lexington, you've got a dog, and you're hoping to make life together a little bit easier and maybe a lot more fun? Well, you are in exactly the right place. This is your guide to finding a fantastic local trainer who can help you and your pup really enjoy living in our city. I mean, just picture it for a second. A nice, calm walk through Chevy Chase. Your dog on a loose leash, or maybe you're at Jacobson Park for a picnic and your dog is just chilling right beside you. That's the real goal, isn't it? Good training is what makes all that possible. Okay, so keeping that picture in mind, where do we even begin? The journey to a well-behaved dog really starts with understanding the basic principles behind effective modern training. The number one thing you should be looking for is a trainer who uses positive reinforcement. And really, all this means is they focus on rewarding the behaviors you want to see instead of punishing the ones you don't. It's humane, it's incredibly effective, and it builds a really strong, trusting bond between you and your dog. So how do you know if a trainer really knows their stuff? Well, certifications are a great shortcut. When you see these letters like CPDTK or KPA CTP, it's proof that the trainer has passed rigorous exams and has a solid foundation of knowledge. For more complex issues like serious aggression, you'll want to look for a specialist with credentials like CBCCK. All right, so you know the philosophy and credentials to look for. Now let's talk about the different ways training can actually happen. There is no single best format. It's all about finding the right fit for your dog's needs and your family's lifestyle. You're generally going to find three main options. Group classes are fantastic for basic manners and getting your dog used to working around other dogs and people. Private lessons are a great choice for tackling specific issues right where they happen, like barking at the mail carrier. And board and train programs offer intensive training. But just remember, your involvement when your dog comes home is what makes that training last. Okay, let's get into a pretty big practical consideration: the cost. Here's a look at what you can generally expect to budget for professional dog training here in Lexington. This table gives you a rough idea of the average costs for 2025. A multi-week group class might run you somewhere between $150 and $280. A single private lesson is usually in that $100 to $180 range. Of course, prices will vary depending on the trainer's experience and how complex the issues are that you're working on. So, once you've got a training philosophy in mind and you've set a budget, it's time to actually start talking to some trainers. To help you feel confident in those conversations, we've put together a list of some essential questions you should ask during any consultation. So, when you get a potential trainer on the phone or meet them in person, what do you even ask to make sure they're the right one for you and your dog? Having a few key questions ready can make all the difference. Let's start with the big ones. You'll want to confirm what training methods they use. Ask about their credentials, those letters after their name. And it's always a good idea to ask how they plan to customize the training for your specific dog and your lifestyle. And finally, ask how you'll measure progress. What does success actually look like? Now, for the logistics. Make sure you're totally clear on the total costs and their cancellation policy upfront. If you're dealing with a more serious behavior issue, a great question to ask is whether they're willing to work with your veterinarian. And of course, ask what your homework will be. The practice you put in between sessions is what really makes the training stick. Training doesn't just happen in a class for an hour a week. It happens out in the real world, on your daily walks, and out in the community. So to help you succeed, let's cover some important local rules and resources right here in Lexington. These are the must-knows for every dog owner in Lexington. A 6-foot leash is required everywhere except in designated dog parks. Your dog has to have a current rabies vaccination, and every dog over 4 months old needs to be licensed with Lexington, Fayette County. Getting that license is actually pretty simple. First, just make sure that rabies shot is up to date. Second, get the proof from your vet. And third, register with Fayette County Animal Care and Control. It's a straightforward process that helps keep our community's pets safe. Once you're learning new skills, you need places to practice them. The fenced-in dog parks at Jacobson, Masterson Station, and Shillato are perfect for safely working on off-leash skills like recall. And for practicing polite leash walking with distractions, you can't beat beautiful spots like the Legacy Trail or Veterans Park. The effort you put into finding the right trainer right now is really an investment in your future together. It means less stress and way more freedom. It's the difference between having friends over without worrying and enjoying a coffee downtown with your dog relaxing at your feet. A well-trained dog just gets to be a bigger part of your life here in Lexington, and this is your first step to making that happen.